Who's watching?
Hello! Welcome to Who's Watching.
Yes.
It's a bit counterproductive by saying at the beginning of every video when we've already got an intro, but hey ho, spaghetti-o. So, special announcement first.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing something different for October as it's Halloween, so
Yep.
especially just for both of you, our viewers, we're going to release a video.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to release a video every Friday for October for Halloween, and they're all going to be scary themed. Ooh. Starting with, I mean, you've clicked the video, you've already read the title, but top 5 scary monsters.
Yep.
So.
Now these, we would just say, these are our scariest monsters. They might not be yours, because there have been loads.
Yeah, there have been plenty.
But I think these are the ones that freaked us out the most.
I think pretty comprehensively. Lots of people agree with lots of them,
Yeah.
not necessarily where they are, but as ever, comment below,
Yeah.
give us your lists,
Yeah.
tell us why we're wimps. That would be fun.
So, should we get into it then?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
for number 5, we tied because it's our list and...
Because one bothered you more and one bothered me more.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
they were both scary anyway, so we just sort of put them in.
So, if you want to say your half.
So, I have the Weevils from Torchwood.
And I've got the Cannibals from Torchwood.
Mm-hmm. Both of which I think are very scary in their own right.
Yeah.
For me, though, it's the bit... The Weevils don't bother me as it goes on, but it's the bit in the first episode when Gwen sees it at the end of the corridor. And it's... I don't know what it is about it. I think because...
It did make me jump, I'll admit that.
I think because at first she's like, oh, is that a mask? Why, take the mask off, please, sir, and things like that. And it's like, and then it's sort of, you can see it in her mind. She's gradually thinking, oh, that's not a mask, that's not a mask. And then, is it the orderly or something goes past and it bites his neck and rips his neck open and everything. And I don't know, ever since then, they've just bothered me. I wouldn't want to come across one in a dark alley.
No.
They're something like that. But, they do have their scary moments as they go on. I am a bit nervous in the one where Jack goes to get the other glove, the other resurrection glove, and he's got to creep through them. And what's going to happen is he's going to wake him up anyway, which he does. But it's that bit where you're like, oh no, don't step on them, and you see his feet going down on the floor, and you're like, oh, don't step on them, don't make a noise. But no, they're very scary. The Weevils, they've always bothered me.
The thing with the Cannibals that's so terrifying is that they're just people.
Yeah.
And people throughout history and different places of the world have actually done things like that, and that's what I find quite so frightening about them, is that, that could happen.
It's one of the earliest ones I remember watching of Torchwood. I remember watching that one when it came out, and it bothered me. I think the actor's called Owen Teale, the one that's the main one.
Yeah.
I think he's very scary. He's very scary. And the other day I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then watching that one, you can see the parallels between it in that I don't even think in the Torture one, you don't see much.
No.
There's nothing, it's all implied in this Torture one, and I think that's scarier.
Yeah, that's the thing with Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well, is that the
it's
first
implied.
one people think is one of the most brutal horror movies that you see next to nothing.
Yeah, I thought it was quite funny. In all fairness, it was quite amusing.
The most gore you see in Texas Chainsaw Massacre is when he puts her on that meat hook, I think.
Which was a little bit, I was like, that looked like it hurt. It looked like it hurt.
But otherwise...
Yeah, and I think that's the same with this one, is a lot of it is implied. No one gets cut up, you don't see anybody, but it's the threat's there. And I think the Cannibal one is very scary as well, because it's got that same unnerving sense of dread to it.
Shall we go on to number 4?
We can go on to number 4.
Annoy the vast majority of the fan community by saying that we've put the Weeping Angels there.
At number 4, I know.
They would probably be higher on my list on our list, if they hadn't kept bringing them back.
I think if they'd been a one-off, maybe with the Matt Smith one I wouldn't have minded, but I think after that, they lost it after that.
After the second one.
But certainly when they were in Blink, I remember them being very frightening. In Blink. And I think that was another Stephen Moffat script. I think a lot of Stephen Moffat's monsters are scary, about it.
Was Cannibal Moffat? No,
Cannibal was Chibnall, I think. Yeah, so I don't think Moffat actually wrote a
Torchwood episode. No, it didn't.
There you go, Chibnall. You can write scary Doctor Who.
Yeah, it was terrifying. There. But no, the Weeping Angels. They're just such a brilliant concept.
Yeah.
The first time you see one not as an angel but all fangy, I remember that being quite a shock.
You're not looking at the statue.
Neither are you.
Yeah.
But they just don't scare me. After you watch Angels in Manhattan, you just can't tell me they're scary anymore. I can't at that point.
Yeah. I don't even think there is a moment in that Angels Take Manhattan.
There is for me. It's with the giggling in the basement. That's the only decent moment in that entire episode for me. When you've got the baby angels. And
the little cherub things.
Yeah, the little cherubs and the giggling. That was creepy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no, that.
But I think definitely when they were in Blink. Mm. And I think it makes us go because the Doctor's not there.
Yeah, that's what
the Doctor's not there to fix it, and it's up to Sally and whatever her boyfriend's called.
I'll tell you what the
scariest fix it, really.
The scariest Weeping Angel moment actually is the end of series 1 of Class. Spoiler alert.
Oh, that was really good. Yeah.
The rest of that series, we'll do something on it at some point.
I don't mind it. Yeah.
Hit and miss.
Yeah.
But that last moment
is a good moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of makes up, for me, it made up for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
It was one of those things where I knew it was cancelled before I watched it.
Yeah.
And I got to the end of it, I'm like, I'm not that upset about it. And then I saw that moment, and I was like, no!
Especially, I think what I like is every time you see that weird council thing, they're all stood like that.
Yeah.
The whole way through the series, they're stood like that. And it didn't dawn on me, really didn't dawn on me that that's how the Weeping Angels stand. And then when the, I think it's Cyril or something, the actor turns round, and the Weeping Angel appears and snaps her neck. And you're like, oh, that's why they're stood like that. And that's why they're scary, because finally they're back to being terrifying, just in that last little second.
The thing for me in that moment is the fact that it doesn't send, because they send them back to feast.
It just kills her.
Just kills her for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And I like going back to them being cruel.
Yeah.
I like that. That. They are scary when they're
because
done right.
They're quite cruel to that angel, not Angel Bob, but the one who becomes Angel Bob, aren't they? That's a very nasty idea. That they've ripped out his voice box and things like that, and they've taken this person apart. Yeah, so it is a scary idea that they don't just send you back in time. They can do whatever they want.
They sort of poke the Doctor as well and wind them up. So
yeah, but no, definitely in class.
If you want to do 3.
So at number 3 we have the Beast. Now, for those of you who don't remember, and for those of you who are like, who the hell is the Beast? Who the hell is the Beast? He is from a story, The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit, which I don't hear much about.
No.
Yet I think is one of the stronger stories from Series 2. In fact, I would go to say it was my favourite story from the second season.
Possessed Toby.
Possessed Toby is scary.
Really good, yeah.
I mean, he's played by Gabriel Wolfe, the Beast, who voiced Sutekh with Tom Baker. And he's got one of those voices when you see, we have to watch Pyramids of Mars. But he has one of those voices when you hear it, you're like, uh-oh. Things are going to get really bad. Stuff's going to hit the fan. I'm not like you, I'm not going to swear and, whatever. The proverbial hits the fan. And he does have one of those voices, but it's all the way through, he's got like, the 6th second of the 6th power to the 6th minute or whatever, and she's like, treble sixes, and it's things like you've got all that little subtle little hints. And, he doesn't really come into his own until the second story, the second part of it, but I would say he's scarier when he's taunting Toby, and he's like, Toby.
Don't look at me. If you look at me, you will die. One look and you will die. Oh, I can touch you.
Don't look, don't turn around.
I love the bit where he looks at the pot and he takes his gloves off and then it cuts to him and he just straight up dies on the floor, and you're like, well.
And I think that's scary as well, because he's not possessed at that point either. No. And I think that's horrifying, is that he's realised what's happening, but he's not possessed at that point.
And the bit where he's outside.
And the bit when he's outside, and he's like, that's unnerving.
That beckon is...
No, I love The Impossible, but I think this could be another video, underrated stories, things that would definitely be on there. But no, the Beast is very scary. That's always unnerving.
I don't think he bothered me as much as he bothered you, but
I think it's the voice.
On the flip side of that,
Yeah.
we've got a monster that bothered me more than it bothered you.
Yeah, but I can see where you're coming from.
So in second place, it's the Gelf.
Yep.
Now, they creeped me out. When I first watched, you got to bear in mind how old we were as well when Doctor Who
Yeah,
came
wouldn't have
back,
been very
you
old.
know.
That was 2005, so he'd have been like 8, 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, at 8, watching what all we'd had before this, we'd had Rose, which was
It's all right. It's a bit of a light-hearted way of bringing it back, isn't it?
New Earth, which is campy fun, and then it goes straight into zombies that are breaking.
Mind you, it's Mark Gatiss, so
zombies that are killing you, so that ghosts can possess you. And it's that bit where, like, for me, there are lots of like little bits. I don't want to talk too much because I think they're coming up in another video later. I can't remember my lists, but it's so unsettling.
Yeah, it is unnerving. It's the
quote of like when he's like, "You had my pity." It's like, "We don't want your pity, just your body." It's like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
So the moment is when it's in the morgue, isn't it? So that really sort of settles how unsettling they are. Is when they're sat in the morgue. Well, Rose wakes up in there because she's just been knocked out.
Okay, yeah. This wasn't the moment I was going to say, but this is a thingy moment.
And then in the background, you just see one of the bodies sit up,
and it's out of focus as well.
It's
that
just
doesn't help.
You
Yeah.
and you're like, oh no, no.
Yeah.
You know, that was.
And for getting out of a coffin, I must admit, he does move very quietly for getting out of a coffin. No, the bit I was going to say was the bit when they're in the mortuary. I don't know what they call it. Where it's cold at the very end, and then he's got all the bodies on the slabs, and they're all waking up, and you've got Eve Miles as the gateway, and it's the bit where they kill. And I can't remember the actor's name, but he was Llewellyn in Green Green Grass. The bit where they killed Llewellyn, and he's terrifying. The bit when he sits back up and his eyes are completely white, and you've got that big fat bloke with the beard. He's scary.
No stopping someone that size with a possession,
no.
I'll tell you.
And you've got Rose and the Doctor. They're hidden in that little that gate thing, and they're all their arms are coming through. And I watched it recently. I mean, I'm 23, and I thought that is a little bit near the knuckle. I'm not surprised. I think they got a little bit told off for that story. And I was watching it thinking, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
It's a scarier zombie story than the entirety of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And I stuck with that show for like 5 series, so I can say that.
The other bit from that one I don't like is the bit when the woman's out walking.
Yeah.
And she screams and the camera zooms right into her face. And but no, definitely that mortuary scene is scary.
And
number one.
I mean, you can say what you want about anything else in our pick, but this is the scariest Doctor Who monster.
I think for a generation there will not be 4 words that are scarier than "Are you my mummy?"
Yeah.
Are you my mummy?
I think for our generation, I think or older
generation.
I know this was I think my aunt had watched all of them up to this point, and then she went, "No, can't do it," because she remembers it being scary when she was younger. And it's just terrifying.
One story to prove quite how terrifying it was from inside the Whoniverse. You're going to hate me forgetting the actress's name. Who plays Ace?
Sophie Aldred.
Sophie Aldred. Well, she was a mother. Well, she is a mother, and her child was quite young when Doctor Who came back.
Yeah.
So her and her husband used to record it, and then when their son had gone to bed, they'd watch it.
Yeah.
And after watching this, her son had like a little nightmare, so he came up to the top of the stairs and was like, "Mummy," and scared the out of her because she just watched, the first one. She was like, "Oh God!"
Yeah.
She said nothing has ever made her terrified of her own child.
Yeah.
Until that moment. So if it can do that to someone that was inside Doctor Who,
I know our friend. Now this goes to show how much it's stuck with us. Our friend James, he was talking to me and he said he was waiting in the queue at work, and there was this kid going, "Mummy, mummy, mummy, mummy," behind him. Obviously, whatever. And he said, "I just thought, I'm going to turn around. This kid's going to have a frigging gas mask on his face." But I kid you not. I mean, I saw this. I didn't see that one originally. I think I saw it on like a gold repeat back when gold was good.
Back when it only played. When we were younger, Gold only played Only Fools and Horses and old episodes of Doctor Who.
And they used to have these brilliant Doctor Who weekends. And
those were the days.
Ever since then, you can guarantee, if I have a nightmare, I have one nightmare where I'm trapped at my house. And sort of our house ends, it goes off down a corridor. And I'm stuck at the end of the corridor, and there's the little gas mask kid at the other end. And my whole nightmare, he's chased me through the house. So it goes to show how much it's stuck with us.
It's the idea as well, like, when it's gonna turn you into one of them. And you know the process isn't very nice, because you see...
And that's the bit that really frightens me, is when it comes out of... what's his face? Gaius's mouth.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's Gaius from Merlin. But
it comes out of his mouth. That's the bit that terrified me.
It's the noises as well, because that sounds painful. You can hear it, like, coming out, and then the crunching is... Because his bones...
It's the eyes don't bother me. The eyes are alright. It's the bit coming out of the mouth.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it now, the CGI in the eyes hasn't aged very well.
No.
But I didn't notice that the last time I watched it, because I wasn't focusing on that. I was focusing on the bit
you're too busy looking at that
and how grim that is. And it's,
The Empty Child is very scary, and I think for our generation, there are no 4 words that are more terrifying than "Are you my mummy?" The other bit I don't like is when Nancy's hiding under the table.
Oh yeah,
and he comes in. That's scary, but no, definitely, The Empty Child has to be at number 1.
Yeah,
definitely has to be at number 1.
Please,
yes,
comment below on what you think of our list, what your top 5 would be. And
because there are lots of scary monsters.
Definitely subscribe. I mean, like we said,
yes, please.
1 week for October, especially for both of you guys. Thank you.
And we'll see you later.